Welcome back to theCUBE, here on the ground in NVIDIA GTC 2026 in San Jose. Energy is crazy, so much happening around us. I'm here at the Zededa booth, joined now with their CEO and co-founder, Ouissal, and Chief Product Officer, Padraig Stapleton. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, nice to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having us here. I mean, it's wow, it's so loud, so much going on, right?
Yeah.
Love the energy, it's really great.
Well, you guys have been operating on the edge long before anyone even knew what that fully meant, right? And I'm sure you'll argue some people still don't. So maybe, let's start there. Talk to me a little bit about Zededa and what's happening in this very moment.
Sure. So Zededa started a while back, 2017, to focus on edge computing. This was in a day and age where cloud was super popular and everybody loved the cloud. Not only because you could rent a compute, but also the way it changed how we build applications, how we deliver applications. So we said early on in Zededa, like, how can we take all that superpowers the cloud gives and bring it to the edge and allow customers that need to deploy applications in oil and gas sites, in trucks, in factory lines, ships, whatever it is, how can they have the exact same experience as if they're using a cloud? So that's really what we created Zededa to do many years ago.
So bring the data and leverage it at the perspective of the device, really, right? Like happening right there.
Correct.
So some of the themes we heard this morning, and I mean we've been hearing them for a while now from Jensen, he talked a lot about the agentic era, right? This is no longer about training models, this is about execution and an inference era that perhaps we haven't really witnessed before. What will that mean for the team at Zededa and your product map?
Yeah. So today we announced the Edge Intelligence platform. It's basically a platform that makes it very easy to deploy agents and models at the edge, building on the same foundation that we've already been deploying at many customers. And to your point, I think as Jensen said, we're at an inflection point for inference. And it's all about now enabling inference anywhere, not just in the cloud, but also in these factories, in these production lines, these stores, these ships. And we really want to help our large customers and enterprises to accomplish the same thing they already do today for applications as they shift to agents.
And I think that's key, right? I think there's a real coming together of a lot of different components that's making it now is the time. So everything from the hardware platforms we're seeing from NVIDIA, some of the software tools, like all those are now truly enabling our customers in like manufacturing, oil and gas, retail, to actually start deploying these types of solutions in production.
The developments around NVIDIA, IGX Thor, what does that mean from your perspective? Is that a competitive advantage, threat? How do you weigh that?
I think it's really good, because what Thor is bringing to the edge, it's bringing a capacity and a compute power that was never available before. So one of the things that we have been working on, and we're showing at our booth and our event tonight, is that with Thor, you can now run a very powerful LLM, VLM model at the edge in an industrial location. You can marry that with agentic AI software and capability, which allows you to run different types of use cases, everything from inspection on widgets going down a line, to safety type of applications on an oil rig or a platform. So Thor basically enables a lot of new applications at the edge, and so I think it's a great thing for the industry.
Fantastic. Talk to me about some typical customer use cases and examples for Zededa. You guys started in the oil industry, right? That was the first problem you solved, but those problems are changing.
If you think about the oil and gas industry, it's been an industry that's been data-driven since its early days because there's a lot of capital needed to drill for oil, transport, and everything else. Shifting obviously to more and more renewable energy. So before you spend millions of dollars to go and explore or get oil out or whatever it is, you got to do research. You got to get your data out. So they were one of the earliest ones that said, hey, we got lots of data being generated at the edge. How can we analyze and process the data rapidly? And AI is a fabulous way to analyze large amounts of data, especially when it's unstructured. So we've seen them really being an early adopter in our platform, deploying AI models before anybody else. So customers like Schlumberger, SLB, one of the large oil and gas field service company, leverage us across their operations. But we have other customers that actually are operators or owners of oil and gas. Having said that, we right now are deployed across a variety of different use cases. Industrial automation, we're running in retail stores, we're running on Maersk's vessels, the big container ships, we're running there, providing computing and AI capabilities. So really Edge is quite broad and quite across the different verticals.
And maybe just to come in there for a second, I mean, in terms of the edge, right, it feels as though the hyperscalers have never really had made their mark in the space for understandable reasons, right? Their system is fully integrated, it's end-to-end, you need to be on AWS or Azure, whatever it is. to ensure that you get the value across the board, right? So they're not worried about necessarily device on the edge. How do you think that's going to go from the perspective of their future roadmaps? Do you think they're going to try and start eating some of your lunch in the space? What do you see happening?
Well, I'm sure there will be PowerPoints to that effect, right? But the reality is always something different, right? And that's what we've seen in the past, okay? I think the challenges of the edge that we have done a good job, I think, addressing is the edge is diverse. Use cases are diverse, hardware equipment to deploy are diverse, the environment you're deploying is diverse. So that really goes against what the hyperscalers have built, which is a very homogeneous, built-out solution. It's in a data center, same hardware, etc. servicing. So I think it's diversity of the edge, diversity of use cases that I think as long as we continue to innovate and drive value for our customers, I think we will be fine against the competition.
We hear a lot right now about the SaaSpocalypse. It's a term that is creating a lot of fear, inertia, and tech. You guys are in an interesting position because although it's a SaaS model, you're coming at it from a different vantage point, right? Talk to me a little bit about how you think about the competitive dynamics of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a lot of news right now going on around that, I think software is changing rapidly. I think any software as a service is going to become an agent. And that's how we think about it as well. As part of today's launch, we're actually also building agentic capabilities in our platform. So you can talk to our platform, you can ask it to onboard nodes, you can ask it how your edge is doing, you can even ask it to create an edge AI agent for you that it will deploy for you. Yeah. So we think that that's really where the industry is going to go, is more and more of these agentic capabilities will be created in the platform itself. And I think, yeah, if you're trying to stick on the old SaaS model, I think that's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, I think that and the fact that what really happens, our customers run on Eve. They run their businesses on top of Eve. So, whether that's an oil and gas platform, whether it's a manufacturing, automotive, etc., they're running their core business on top. And so that's for them, as long as we keep bringing value and we keep their businesses up and running, I think we have a really strong position. I think we will evolve, as Saeed said, we'll bring some of the agentic type software to the cloud and to the agents at the edge. But I think it's the fact that we're enabling them to do things with their business today that they could not do 5 years ago, I think is what's going to stand to us.
So speaking of enablement, there's a great line, I can't coin it, but the best companies in the world don't have great customers, they've got great hostages, right? Right now we're at a point where people talk about vendor lock all the time. It seems though a lot of companies are on a mission to solve it.
Yeah.
How do you guys think about that? What do you see actually happening in industry, tactically?
Yeah, I think from day one, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we open sourced EVOS because we wanted that to be available to everyone to either develop on top of, adopt, or to build upon and build controllers. I think what we do, because of the open source nature of Eve and the fact that Eve can run across any diverse type hardware, be that like an ARM, NVIDIA, x86, etc., that allows our customers to have an open network, an open ecosystem, where they can pick and choose the hardware vendors, but have the same consistent orchestration built on top of our software, using our software on top of it. So it allows them to evolve as their needs evolve, as the use case evolves, maybe a different hardware vendor, they can continue to do that, but continue to manage it in a secure, scalable way using our solution.
And how complex is the reverse engineering question in that space? Are you seeing a lot of cases whereby customers and use cases are just struggling to be able to reverse engineer out of some of these line of business applications or different structural implementations?
Yeah, no, we built our platform so that our customers could, rather than building quote-unquote infrastructure and plumbing, they could focus on business outcomes.
Yeah.
So what we are seeing with our customers is they love the fact that we take care of the underlying architecture and infrastructure, so they can actually put all the investments into building great apps to improve industrial automation or improve their oil and gas drilling business or improve their retail operations. So I think that's what customers will continue to seek for, is if you solve all my problems and you're anticipating them a couple steps ahead, I can focus on actually solving my business problems. Just like the cloud, it's done it for many of these customers, they expect us to take at the edge.
And from the perspective of Zededa, where is the growth happening? Are you moving into new geographical locations, new types of industries all the time? Give us some examples.
Yeah, no, our roots were early in energy and industrial. That's kind of where we really wanted to go in. Not the easiest verticals to go in because you're going into large operations, existing operations, lots of legacy that you have to deal with. Also on the software side, unfortunately. But nowadays, we're like in 8-9 verticals. We're deployed on ships, we're deployed in retail stores, we're in vehicles. We're seeing a great use case around Starlink, so people that are connecting now things with Starlink, they need edge compute nodes, so that's been a really great boon for us to see the growth. So I think all in all, more of these verticals, In addition, we are expanding Middle East. So actually a year ago, we set up our Middle East office in Abu Dhabi. We have operations in Saudi, because we're seeing them really adopt rapidly AI and new technologies to make an impact. So we're excited to be part of that.
Wow. So in terms of what's ahead, we're here at NVIDIA GTC. It's a lot happening on the ground. What are your thoughts for the rest of this week, and then what's ahead for the rest of 2026 for you guys?
Well, I think rest of this week, obviously our product launch today, where we're basically rolling out our new Edge Intelligence platform, which I think really dovetails well with what NVIDIA are announcing this week. I think for the rest of the year is that it will be taking that platform and helping our customers deploy more and more AI in their businesses. We've two products that we're launching today. One is an Edge AI appliance, and the other is our Edge AI Labs. And what that's doing is actually taking the knowledge that we have built and our experience around deploying AI at the edge and packaging it and bringing it to our customers to accelerate their adoption. Because what we need to do is help our customers go up the learning curve and actually start to deploy this in production. And I think that's what the focus for us from this launch will be for the rest of the year.
Final question. What are the deployment timeframes? How quickly can this happen?
We already have customers live. We have a customer that builds car washes of all, and these are deployed around the US, and they're bringing AI to the car wash for predictive maintenance. For when you drive up, it can detect the model of the car using AI and tune the car wash correctly. It scans the license plate, so if you're enrolled with your license plate, you'll know who you are and immediately give you ability to use credits or give you an offer. And they're even running a conversational LLM in the pedestal, so you can talk to your car wash rather than hitting buttons. They've rolled this out already at hundreds of car washes, going to 10,000. Yep. So just one example. We have customers in manufacturing that build cars, one of the largest car manufacturers in the world. They're using AI right now for quality inspection control, running on Zededa. So this is well beyond the art of the possible, well beyond of what could happen. It is happening, and the winners, I think, are the ones that go in early and try to, master this technology and put it in their environments.
Just as numbers, we're deployed in over 100 countries at the moment, wow. as well as on all the oceans with Maersk. Wow. So we're everywhere you go.
Yeah. Well, it's a fascinating company and a fascinating time. Thank you so much for joining us on theCUBE.
Thank you.
Thank you so much as well. Appreciate it.
I'm Gemma Allen, here on the floor at NVIDIA GTC in San Jose, talking to these great guys at Zededa. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned.
Thank you.